So what are we doing in my kitchen? Why are we making what I would call general sort of chicken? I just made that up. I wanted to take some time to talk a bit about life, about passion, creativity, inspiration, and yeah, just the things that are important to me and important to other people as well. I've realized I have a lot of buckets, and that there are so many things that you love to do and you love to pour your time into and you love to pour your energy into, especially if you're creative. Like, it's almost unbearable how many things people who are creative want to create. And the hardest part about it is the way most things operate is you're only rewarded if you do one thing and one thing only, right? Content is a big thing like that, right? It's like if you post one kind of content or one channel, or like you're just focused on like this kind of content and you just dial in on that, you're gonna be way more successful. Instead of like one day you post a music video, one day you post a woodworking video, one day you post a cooking video, one day you post a business operations video. You might have one pop off and then you find your niche, but then usually at some point, whatever you're doing, you kind of hone in and drill in on that one thing. And I love making music, writing music, playing gigs, like all that stuff is incredible and I want to do it all the time. But the work of getting gigs, the work of writing songs, like it is a lot, you know? I really enjoyed my fitness journey over the last year and a half. I've just gotten so much better at running and working out and being disciplined. And the progress has been awesome, but for that to be my only thing is really difficult for me, you know? And the same is true with cooking and baking and coffee roasting and coffee science and coffee business operations and all that. So there's so many things that I'm so passionate about, and it's hard to, I just always feel like I'm choosing. What I thought I would do is create a space that I can just put everything. This channel is a space to live life, to connect with people, to chase down passions, all between shifts and work and all the crazy stuff life has. So, yeah, maybe something will spark and this will go in one specific direction. That sounds cool. My dream is that it's just like, here are the passion projects. Come learn with me as I make them and do them and, explore the scene of that passion. It's interviewing people in the service industry. It's talking music with friends and creativity with friends. I don't know. So it's, it remains to be seen. But this year, I feel like I have more capacity. This morning we roasted coffee, we hung out with a friend, and now we are making some kind of, quick and easy dinner, and then also kind of working on a sourdough loaf. You'll see I've been doing some stretch and folds, some coil folds. This is a new experiment for me. I've probably made 8 sourdough loaves so far, which is fun. I've bumped the hydration of this loaf up to 80%, I think, 80%, 85%, something like that. It's a little stickier, a little harder to handle. So we'll see how good my shaping has gotten. That'll go into bulk ferment tonight, and maybe tomorrow morning I will shape it, pre-shape, shape, and then maybe tomorrow night bake it. That would be cool. So Yeah, let's finish cooking dinner and then talk some more maybe. So these puppies are, these puppies. These chickies are almost done frying. So I'll take them out, put them in the wire rack to dry. Maybe salt them a little. I'm a little nervous because there's a lot of salt throughout this entire process. But I will clean out my pot. Then I will heat it back up. A little oil in there, fresh oil. Maybe some garlic and stuff. And then I'm going to throw this chicken in there with the sauce. Let it reduce a bit. Add the cornstarch slurry. Toss, emulsify. And then serve over rice. And that'll be it. Sesame seeds. I don't have any scallion. I got nothing cute to garnish it with. It's just going to be what it is. Okay, this should be in a wok. I don't have a wok. Everybody's going in. Everybody's going in. So here we are. Awesome. Here comes the cornstarch slurry. Thicker. I mean, who's upset about that? Who's coming after me? What, are we mad about that? Are we upset about that? Oh, it's not the actual recipe. I think it's kind of nice. I almost put everything bagel seasoning on this. So I was like, oh, it has sesame seeds. That can't be terrible. That is not terrible. That scratches the itch. Personally, like, I always have vinegar, always have soy sauce, always have gochujang. All these things are things that are always around. And then if you have garlic and ginger, great. If you just have garlic, fine. I had garlic and shallot. That was super nice. The point is, when you're cooking at home, there's so many ways to win. I think so many times I've been like, oh, I don't have the recipe, I don't have the ingredients for this recipe, so I can't do it. That's not true. Sometimes you find a substitution or a trade out that you would have never thought of before, right? Like shallots, gochujang, Coca-Cola. None of those things would be in the normal recipe, but they work so well. Miso would have been sick too. Red miso gochujang. I mean, that's magic, people. You know, at the end of the day, we find life to be so boring and so mundane. And I was talking with a friend about, content creation, like all this stuff that, people do. And even just like documenting your own life is like, you think it's so boring what you do, that it's so monotonous. You talk with a friend, ask questions, and they think it's interesting because it's foreign to them. Some people are problem solvers and they like to hear about other, disciplines that are problem solving focused. Some people are systems minded and like to hear about other people and their roles in their worlds building systems. You know, what happens and what we deal with, what we're handed, what we sort out is so interesting. And I think I've disqualified a lot of myself, a lot of what I care about, because it didn't fit other people's version of success. It didn't fit other people's description of useful time, you know? And and so I think I was just constantly filtering what I could put out there, what I could document, what was worth getting the camera out and getting people's way. I discredit the story that I have or the stories that I'm living in. And yeah, all these things, I just realized like, I don't want to be that way. Part of writing music, cooking, baking, coffee roasting, like all of that is craft and wanting to get better and better. And so that's what this channel is about. That's what this video is about. That's what, you know, this whole journey is going to be about. And maybe it finds a specific lane, you know, and a specific focus, but I hope it will always be a realistic and holistic version of who I am. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And, you know, enjoy. If you want to continue to follow along and see where we go from here, see who we meet, see what we do, you know, hit subscribe, like this video, turn on notifications, and hopefully we get to go on more of this journey together.